It is Wednesday, November the 10th, and I am over on my farm fixing to drill some ditches. We got done with harvest 2021 Monday. We spent yesterday getting the combine cleaned up, got all the debris blew off of it, the grain tank cleaned up, bean eater cleaned up, got it all in the shed, got some equipment rearranged. But I'm over here drilling some ditches down, hopefully keep them from washing, and fixing to get to it. Had the 4640 in the box blade over here. Been working on grading in some ditches. This on and off in the mornings before we was combining beans, trying to get them leveled up. And now I got the drill and the 4650. Right here is where we built them basins last winter, and where I flipped over a dirt pan. But a bunch of water runs off this field right here. See, this farm all used to go together. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a building and a house right over there. And when they divided it up, instead of just putting the house and the barn together, they added this little track right here and put it with it and made it cut up. Well, they ain't doing nothing with it. I need to go over there and see if they rent it to me, but we'll do it one of these days. But all the water rush offs is here, and used to be I don't know, probably a hip deep ditch that run all the way down through there. But it ain't as bad as it was. But I took the box blade, leveled it up, stole a bunch of dirt to build them. So what we're gonna do is drill these ditches down, hopefully get some green grass or get some green mulch growing in them, build it up, and be ready to plant some corn. So let's get to it. Put her down, and here we go. One thing about drilling ditches, you ain't got to be precise. You just got to get them all covered. Dylan's got the 4640 that we normally plant with. He's got it on the dirt pan. He uses the screen. It tells elevation, so it ain't as good as the Transit, but he can get pretty close with it. See these little ditches right in here. They're not really big enough to grade with a box blade, but I'm hoping that these this weed in it will help hold them, not make them get any worse. But the 725 weed is, I'm almost tempted to drill the whole farm in wheat, but I don't know how this whole hill would do with double crop beans, especially if it got hot. Getting out to see how much seed I got left. Ooh. Might have to call Dylan and see if he can bring me a couple of bags. But all I like is that right over there. See, there used to be a group of trees right here, and I had them taken out last spring, and I was kind of, or this spring of 2021, and I was gonna plant it, but got over here to level it up, and it was pretty soft, so I didn't get to plant it. But I got the box blade, leveled it all up. It's a lot smoother. I'm gonna drill in behind their house here. You can see how it slopes off in that woods, and it likes to wash. But might have to call Dylan and get him to bring me a couple of bags of wheat. When we started, it said 183, but now it says 187, so we drilled about 4 acres. Dylan was running the dirt pen and wasn't able to bring me some seed, but I called Mr. David Scott up at the co-op, and he brought me out a couple of bags of VNS just to finish up. So shout out to Big Dave for being a pal and help us miss out. But we're gonna finish her up here. That is it. Got all of them drilled and had just enough seed, so it is time to take this log to the shop. Finished up with beans, and they're calling for rain tomorrow, so I'm trying to do some pretty important jobs, in my opinion, on the farm, and that is I am going through and cleaning out terraces. As you work on terraces, you know, they gain, they catch silt and stuff and don't quite drain like they ought to. One of the biggest challenges I face on my farm is drainage, and that's either trying to slow water down coming off the hills, or bottoms trying to get the water off of them. The hills we have to build structures to slow the water down coming off the hills, and the bottoms we got to make drainage ditches to get the water off of them. It's a vicious cycle. I'm running in 1A right now, as slow as the tractor will go. Really and technically, the A range on a 40 series John Deere is for PTO work only. But when we're doing this fine grading like this, you can't really control this pan and beat. And I ain't got the tractor revved all the way open. I'm just going slow and taking my time. When you get in B range, the pan likes to gouge. And we don't need that. We need it to just hold a consistent depth the entire range of working about an inch or so. I'm watching my GPS unit, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. I use it to tell my grade. There's a ditch up there. I got the perfect place to dump this. This basin right here is a field road, and we take the mowers and we mow this with the lawnmowers. I made up another pan or two of dirt in here. Get some good dirt over this thin dirt where maybe it'll grow some grass a little better. Robert's on his farm drilling ditches, drilling areas that are prone to erosion. If you can never get
get that pan set just right, it'll just about grade itself out. I don't know how to describe it, but that tractor, your hitch is sitting there constantly doing that. And when you get that pan set where it just barely skims the ground, it'll dump dirt in the low spots and cut out the high spots. I don't know how to describe it, but I've seen it a many a time. I bought this dirt pan in 2015 and it has been a money maker. I wish I had $1 for every load of dirt I had moved with it. So this right here is what I'm using to determine the grade of the ditch. You see that 328 number? I'm driving down a drainage ditch and that number should continue to fall. Alright, we're 327.11. Alright. If it gets up above, alright, we're still falling. But if I see a spot where that number begins to rise, I need to make a cut so that the water can go out. Right now I'm just following the natural path of the water. Alright, right here's our problem. Alright, we're climbing up. Now I'm turning, still climbing up. Back down. But now I know why we have a hole. We have a high spot that the water ain't able to jump over. So I'm supposed to get this pan and I'm supposed to cut that high spot out. Well, we used some of our dirt to fill in a pothole there. We got our main ditch coming from the basins up there, bringing the water off the hill. It don't look like I've cut a lot out, but I'll probably cut 3 or 4 inches through the side of that hill. Up there I kind of V'd it out. And then right in here, we probably cut 6 or 8 inches out. Got to work on this right here. I'm a little high. The GPS says it's right, but looks a little high. May need think it needs just shaping more than anything. Got this one at grade. You see, all this right up here was virtually flat, but you see this rise I'm standing on right here? This rise was holding that water back, so we've cut through this rise and that water can get off this field now. And we've took the dirt and filled in the potholes. I think I got one more ditch I got to cut up there, but it's going to a different pipe that goes straight out in the creek. But that dirt ain't wasted. We used it to fill the ditch in up on the hill. You can dang near look at the wheat straw and tell where you need to place a ditch. See how much straw's right here? And then you get over here, see them weeds starting up there, how there ain't hardly no straw there. And then you got these sprayer tracks here, which definitely tells me it was wet. I'm trying to decide what I want to do here, folks. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm in the track hole this morning. I just jumped across the ditch from my farm. That's my farm on that side of the ditch. I bought it in 2010. And when you jump on this side of the ditch, it's my grandmother's farm. She owns 90 tillable acres on this side of the farm. But Robert's down here ripping in the bottom, trying to break up some compaction. We've had a couple wet years, and we can tell that ground ain't doing quite what it needs to be doing. So I have intentions of going down this ditch and cleaning these trees off of it. You can tell we've got a kind of a terrace thrown up to keep that water from rushing off in the ditch, and we're making it go out of pipe. So we're not really worried about erosion on the ditch bank. We're just trying to get these trees knocked off and we'll knock the limbs off the big ones, completely pull up the little ones. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn my tracks over in high speed, and we're fixing to track across the field up over that hill, and there's a fence. Well, y'all won't be able to hear me, but there's a fence line and a ditch I'm fixing to go down. The limbs are hanging over in the field. They're sucking moisture out of the ground, and we're not getting the full productivity out of our ground. So we're gonna go over and do that, and stuff like that is a lot of the reason we bought this track. We're trying to take this ground to the next level. We want to be more productive. You're getting 2 for 1 today. What I'm doing right now, when for whatever reason they built this so high and just had a drop off right here. I've cleaned that pile of trees off right there, and my goal is I'm gonna pull some of this dirt down, and there's a hump right here, pull some of that dirt up and get it roughed in with this track hoe, and then I'm gonna take that box blade and drag all this down and taper this out. And the plan is to work the back side of this terrace this year and have another 20 foot of workable ground all the way down through there, instead of it growing up in weeds.